What's going on? It's your girl Fathom DJ here with another Sunday's Truth. So we had the conversation about cuffing season and the creatives. For those of you who are creatives, or for those of you who are interested in creatives, this conversation, the part one of this conversation is on my YouTube page, and that's Fathom DJ at YouTube. You can search it. And I think I kind of referenced a bunch of the cons when dating a creative person. So I think we need to go ahead and talk about some of the pros for dating a creative person. And I'm not trying to sell anybody particularly on this, because your goal is to allow yourself to venture in and discover things about the people that you're going to possibly date, maybe marry if you're lucky. But ideally, what we want to do is make sure to balance out so you're not left with this, oh, I'll never date. That's too much work. Ain't nobody trying to do that kind of work. One of the things that I think is most interesting about a creative person is creativity in itself. So what I'll say to start the conversation off is we have dimensions, depth, that people may not have. Like regular folks who aren't as creative could be in a box and don't see the dimensions outside of the box, may not venture outside of their normal surroundings and doings. When you hang with a creative person, there's always going to be depth of conversation, potentially depth of places to go. Venturing away from your norm could be that thing that you need. Maybe you're bored. I think a creative person most certainly can help you with boredom in some capacity, if you're interested. And that is the thing. A lot of folks are very slim on attention spans. Most of us are slim on attention spans. If that happens to be the case, then you may not have the tolerance for the depth of a creative person. But I most certainly think that is a pro, because we can see things beyond the surface, right? That's important to me. I never want to some things you just need to be like, hey, yes, and that's the end of it. Some things don't need to be extended. But in terms of conversation especially, and the ideas that one might have, I think it's a plus. The other thing that I think is a plus about dating a creative person is passion. Who doesn't want that? I know a lot of people who are hurt, who have been hurt, don't want passion. But when you find somebody who has the drive, the intensity to pursue their dreams, and this of course isn't just about creative people, but when you have folks who are really vested and interested in the concept of creation and going through a lot to pursue that, they have to be very passionate, they have to be very loving, they have to be very intense. And as far as I understand, when you're seeking someone who you might potentially want to date and do more with, we're going to leave it at that because the babies might be interested in these conversations. You should want passion. Passion most certainly is something that I think most creative folk, when they're happy and upful, exert. We exude passion. That's important. I think it's important for you if you're serious. If you don't want passion, we're not going to talk about it. Anyway, so next on the list, I think I would have to mention flexibility. Flexibility is important. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're a creative person, then you're probably juggling and multitasking. And I think this is a skill. Being able to jump back and forth into and out of particular situations, being able to manage and handle those situations most certainly is a skill that some of us don't possess. If we're just one liner, one stream kind of folk, you will find that you haven't extended yourself in a way that you might need to. extend yourself, if we're jugglers, if we're handling and managing a bunch of schedules and things of that nature, I think that it's attractive and appealing to be flexible. I personally, I'm both sides of the coin because I'm a Libra. Personally, I have things that I'm just real black and white about, like food. And my flexibility comes in terms of like seeing people. I'm not the one who's going to create drama around what we're going to eat. I'm not going to, rock the boat. I'm normally real flexible and able to adapt to things. And, that is not a complexity. And I think that is a plus. I'm not trying to sell myself particularly because I'm very focused about the things that I'm achieving and vested in. And so I don't want this to be taken the wrong way. Like, oh yeah, she's trying to find somebody. No. The law of attraction brings me who I require and desire. I have no interest in. If I want to sell myself, then I'm getting to this point because I'm shy and all that stuff. But I'm getting to this point where it's just like, hey, when you want to hang out, it's that simple. Real relaxed, real calm, no pressure. That's the way that I'm moving in this day and age. But it's not about me. It's more so about trying to get to the point where people kind of have an idea of how they're going to navigate with creative folks, because I realize that we challenge one-dimensionals, and a lot of folks can't handle that in their everyday lives. I think the other thing that is a plus for creative people, and I'm going to end it after this one because it's already at 7 minutes. One of the other things, most creative people really, really like kids. I love children. Why? Because the imagination of a child, the freedom that most children have, I hope, because I know a lot of kids ain't free. I'm seeing a lot of unfree babies, is important. I love being around kids. I love talking to them, their imaginations, the way that they see things, the way that they communicate is a wondrous, magical place. And I think that, if you seek someone who is a creative person and you have children, or if you're interested in having children, I think most certainly that a creative person is going to add value to the concept of the life of your child, the life of the smaller person that you are that you're going to raise or that you're raising, because we love energy. We love unbound, untapped, unboxed energy. And when you're dealing with that in terms of children, you get zapped and you get tired, and you need to have somebody who has the kind of stamina who can navigate and keep the interest of a child. And I think we are very good at that. So that's it. I'm gone for today, because this is going to be a series. There's, of course, going to be a number 3, because this is an ongoing conversation. I'm finding more people being single, right? And not venturing off and dating people because they are afraid to dive into particular individuals. Of course, the creatives are going to struggle with the non-creatives based on structure, based on one laning. And I think that's going to be the next segment. This is your girl Fathom DJ with another Sunday's Truth. You can find me in your worldwide webosphere at #FindingFathomDJ, fathomdj.com, and a bunch of other things that I am doing. So, cosmic kisses and well wishes to your day. This one is long, so I'm going to cut it. Space.